Hi Virgo, welcome to October. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month, we have a full moon in Aries on October 1st, and a new moon in Libra on the 16th. Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th. Pluto goes direct on the 4th. And we'll still be dealing with the Mars squaring. Well, Mars is going to square Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto. It's going to be a fun month. But let's see what the cards say, and we'll get into the astrology later. What does Virgo need to know about love and relationships for the month of October 2020? What is coming up for Virgo in October of 2020? What does Virgo need to know? October 2020. Okay, let's see what we get. The Six of Wands. The Nine of Cups. The Six of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Justice card, the Nine of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Chariot, the King of Pentacles, and the card underneath the deck is the Tower. So, major change. But I think it's going to be good. I mean, everyone's going through changes right now. I think the whole world is going through transformation. But for you, you're starting off the month with the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups. This is great. Six of Wands is a victory card. You're being recognized and valued, not only in a relationship, but also, I feel like this is more career success. You're starting off with career success. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. So whatever you're trying to manifest, it can happen. You're actually moving away from something that was difficult. In the past, you had the Six of Swords. So you could have been going through some challenges in a relationship. And through communication, maybe you decided to move away from the relationship, or you're negotiating. But the Six of Swords is moving away toward greater harmony. So you're leaving a difficult situation behind. Maybe you're leaving a relationship behind. There could be some legal issues coming up because you have the Justice card here. But whatever you're moving toward is going to be much more stable and secure and satisfying. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. This is a card of someone who maybe you're wanting to start your own business or work independently. This is a person who is creating financial stability, but at the same time you're thinking, it's not enough to have material success. I need to have someone to share it with. So sometimes this can also mean working in a field or working at a job where you have a lot more freedom or autonomy. The hawk here, there could be a message. The hawk represents a message. So you might have received some good news or some encouraging information about a relationship. The King of Wands is in the future. So this could be the King of Wands energy. You could be dealing with a fire sign. There could be some kind of legal situation you have to work out, and you can get a favorable outcome if you learn how to negotiate, because the Six of Swords is navigating difficult waters and using communication to kind of get through a difficult situation. But whatever you're moving away from, you're leaving your sorrows and your troubles behind, and you're moving toward greater, more peace. So even if you're alone, you've been alone in the past, because this is an influence that's fading, I feel like you may have had to spend some time alone, but at least you were not in the middle of a conflict. You're kind of, this is a card of just enjoying your home, enjoying your tranquility, enjoying your independence, and moving away from any kind of conflict situation. Like you realize, I have to move on. I have to move away from this situation. I either have to negotiate with the people involved and create harmony in a relationship, or I have to walk away. And while all this is happening, you're having career success. So I feel like you're navigating a difficult relationship. You might even be leaving a relationship, but at the same time, you're achieving success and recognition. And sometimes with the Six of Wands, there could be travel. You could be doing some type of work where you need to travel, or you're representing a company in some way. And there could be people around you that are jealous of your success. But don't worry about it, because it's almost like it's your karmic reward. It's time for you to enjoy some type of peace and harmony. Now, the King of Wands energy, that could be someone who's a mentor, someone who is, if it's a person that you're dealing with, it's someone who's very outspoken, not afraid to speak their mind, maybe a little bossy at times. But they have a good heart. They mean well. It's just that sometimes they're a little bit too controlling, or they want to, they tell everyone what they need to do, how they need to live. But on the good hand, on the other hand, it could be that this person gives good advice. This person could be a guide or someone who's showing you the ropes. So if you're starting a new job or something, they're mentoring you. They're helping you through a difficult situation. The Justice card, this could mean if you're waiting for the outcome, it could be a legal situation, you're waiting for an answer, you're waiting for a resolution, there could be a favorable outcome or a fair outcome. So if you were worried possibly about finances, because the Five of Pentacles is here in your environment, and you've been working really hard with the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is in your fear sector. So it's almost like you're afraid of a confrontation. You're afraid that you're going to have to defend yourself, that there's like going to be another battle. Sometimes the Nine of Wands comes up when we're in the middle of a battle or a conflict, and we've been struggling with this issue for a while, and you're about to give up. You're like, you know what, I'm tired of fighting, I'm tired of the struggle, maybe I should just quit, maybe I should just give up. Well, the Nine of Wands is saying, don't give up. You're just so close to a resolution. So if there's some kind of conflict in a relationship and you're trying to work through it, the Justice card is a positive thing. It's telling you that there will be a favorable outcome. There will be a fair decision. So you may have to defend yourself one more time. There may be an issue that comes up that you thought you were done with that comes up again to be resolved. But you're going to resolve it. And sometimes the Justice card can also mean, on a higher level, some type of karma. You're experiencing karma. It could be a karmic reward. But whatever is coming up, it's something that is kind of part of your destiny. It's a life lesson that you have to go through. And hopefully you're going to learn some things, and you're going to grow through the experience. Now, in your environment, you have the Five of Pentacles. So it could be that you're feeling cut off from loved ones. You're feeling isolated. Maybe if you've left a relationship, you might be feeling lonely or depressed, because, especially if it was like a marriage, you might be feeling like I'm not connecting with my family. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not part of the group anymore. You could be struggling with depression. But I don't think that's permanent. I think that's a temporary thing. It's just part of the transition. In your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of victory through discipline and focus. So it's possible that you could be spreading your energy too thin, doing a million and one things, and you're not making progress because your energies are not focused on a goal. You're doing a little bit here, a little bit there, and so you're scattered. It's time to call in those scattered energies and really decide, what do I really want to achieve in a relationship? So if you're dating a lot of people, or even if it's a career situation where you're doing all these odd jobs but you're not really focusing on a goal, the Chariot is saying if you want to achieve your what you want, you have to narrow down your choices. You have to get rid of anything that's a distraction. So if there's one person that you really care about, or one relationship that really means a lot to you, then you need to get rid of all these other, people that you're dating, and just focus on that one relationship. If it's a job situation or a career situation, maybe you have a lot of talent and you're doing a little bit of this on the side, a little bit of that. You have to start, you're almost like too scattered. So you have to decide, what is it that I really want? I don't have time to do everything. So I have to focus on what's most important and call in my scattered energy and just have that laser beam focus on my goal, and you can achieve it. You have this King of Pentacles as the outcome. So this can be a person that you're dealing with. So maybe you could be like leaving a fire sign, moving toward an earth sign. But even if you're not dealing with the sign, the King of Pentacles is someone who's very financially secure, very stable, very down to earth, someone who cares a lot about family. It could be your energy as the Virgo. It could be that you're thinking about starting a business, because the King of Pentacles can sometimes be the entrepreneur, someone who deals with money or owns land. He can own his own business, he or she. These cards can be either sex. But I think you're focusing on financial stability. So in a career situation, or even in a relationship, you're looking for security. You're tired of not having money or struggling financially. So you want something, or you want a relationship that's going to be secure, that's going to give you a sense of security. And you can have that with this King of Pentacles. If this is a person that you're dealing with, this person's very responsible, very reliable. So that could be your future. After you get through the conflicts, after you move away from whatever you're leaving behind, I feel like there could even be travel or change of residence, possibly, or traveling connected with your new, with the new relationship. Maybe the person's at a distance, you have to travel. The card at the bottom of the deck was the Tower. So something is coming to completion. Something is ending. You're going through some major changes. A cycle is ending. The Tower sometimes brings awareness, and you have to kind of let go. Whatever is crumbling in your life at this point, it's being taken away so that you can move on to something better, so that you can move in a better direction. The Tower does not take away anything that is. It just takes away. It stops us from being on the wrong path. Sometimes we cling to a relationship that's not really right for us, but we're so used to it and we don't want to make any changes and it's comfortable, and so we stay with the situation. The Tower comes along and says, no, you have to grow. You need to be on a different path. And the Tower will, destroy whatever is false in your life so that you can build in a better direction. So you may feel that you're starting life over, that you're rebuilding. So it could be a relationship, it could be a career path, it could be whatever it is, something is crumbling, let it go. Because don't waste your energy on something that is just not meant to be, or that has outlived its purpose. It's time for you to move on. And you will be moving towards something much better. And it's part of your karmic path with the Justice card here. So don't be afraid of the changes. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So for you, the full moon in Aries is falling in your 8th house, and the sun is in your 2nd house. And this moon in Aries is conjunct Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. So when full moons usually bring things to light. So something is coming to awareness, or something is being shown to you. It's in your money sector. The 2nd house rules money. The 8th house rules resources that you get from others. So, and it's also, you have some kind of wound connected to money, self-esteem, how survival. Maybe you've been depending on a partner's income, and then there's going to be some major changes around that. Some surprises, something that and so you have some wounds. The 8th house is also a house where we confront our demons, where we confront the dark side of ourselves. And that can be, maybe you're afraid, you have some wounds around intimacy, or you're afraid to get close to someone. You're going to see all that at this full moon, and you have an opportunity to heal it, because you can't heal something until you see it. A lot of times we are operating on unconscious programming, and so when the full moon brings this wound to the surface, and it could be surrounding some type of financial issue, and the 8th house could be inheritance, it could be an insurance payout, it could be taxes, lotto winnings even. It's resources that you get from other people. It's not the money that you earn yourself. So it's possible that a partner's income, there could be some changes where you're not going to have access to that partner's income, and maybe it's time for you to grow and learn how to support yourself, or you have to have more, you can't rely on that money coming in. So you're going through some growing pains when it comes to finances. Uranus is in the 9th house, and it's inconjunct. So Uranus is shaking up your belief system, and it's shaking you up. It could bring an opportunity to get training or go back, because that's the 9th house is higher education. So you might be thinking about learning new skills, going back to school, teaching even. Maybe you want to share your wisdom. For some of you, you might be deciding to teach. Some of you might be deciding to going back, getting more skills so that you can earn more money. You could be connecting with someone from a foreign culture, someone who's very different than you, and maybe has a different belief system. So you're going to they're shaking up your belief system. If you've had a certain spiritual experience and you've always thought a certain way, and then you come into contact with someone that has a whole other way of doing things, it's kind of expanding your consciousness in some way. Venus is in the 12th house, and it's trining Mars in the 8th. Now, when Venus is in the 12th, you could have secret feelings for someone. Venus trine Mars can bring romance. With Mars in the 8th, though, your energies are going to be focused. The 8th house is also the house of intimacy and sex. Sex when it relates to really connecting with someone. Not sex as a recreation. Sex in the 5th house is known for sex, when it's just, pleasure. But the 8th house means going deeper, when you're really connecting with someone on a soul level. So you could be meeting someone or connecting with someone that really, there's a lot of sexual attraction, but it's more than just sex. It's also really bonding with someone at a deep, deep level, where you're like opening yourself up to this person and being vulnerable. There's something about this relationship that allows you to be vulnerable, that allows you to get closer. And maybe it helps you to heal some wounds you have around intimacy. Because Venus is in the 12th house, there could be something that's hidden about your feelings. Maybe you're not wanting to share your feelings, or there's something about the relationship that you can't tell people about, or you can't broadcast. It has to be kept hidden. Whatever's in the 12th house is usually hidden, or needs to be. It's like happening behind the scenes. So maybe you're not ready to go public with this person. Mars is in the 8th house, squaring Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in the 5th house. The 5th house is the house of children. It's also the house of romance and creative expression. So it could be that there are some issues around children, maybe financial support that you're expected to, pay out for children. There could be some conflicts about money and what you have to give your children. Either your children are wanting money from you, or you need to pay out money, maybe child support, and there's some issues around that or conflicts around that. It could also mean that if you meet someone new, let's say you don't even have children, but you're meeting a new romance, you may be having issues around who pays for what in the relationship. If you're expecting this new partner to support you in some way, there could be some issues around that, in power struggles. So be aware of that. Because with Jupiter in the 5th, you're going to want to, Jupiter is like, let's have fun, let's spend money. And maybe your partner is like, no, I don't, So there might be some power struggles on how to spend money or how much, you can afford to do. But Pluto in the 5th can bring someone a very intense romance, someone that really affects you on a deep level. Neptune is going through your 7th house. It's been there. Jupiter in the 5th is sextile Neptune. So Jupiter brings opportunity. So you could be meeting someone that can really feel like a soulmate. I think right now it's at the romance stage. It's not really ready for commitment, but it's someone who's affecting you on a deep level if you're not in a committed partnership. If you are in a committed partnership, then there could be some creative project that comes up that allows you to really express yourself. It could be like a dream job or a dream project that you feel there's like this real opportunity for you to really... It's almost like your soul is crying out for expression, and you need to just find that vehicle. Because when Pluto's in the 5th, you have an important message to get out. You have a very, whatever you're doing, if you're doing any kind of art or music or creative work, it's going to be very deep and very moving. And you might be working hard on it, but it will bring stability and results. So don't give up, even though there are challenges, maybe financial challenges around the type of work that you want to do or this creative project. It's really just the universe kind of challenging you. How much do you really want this? And if you can work through the challenges, you can achieve real success. But right now, it's like you're being tested. Mercury is in the 3rd house in Scorpio. And it's going to be going retrograde through Scorpio and then back into Libra and then back into Scorpio. But right now with Mercury in Scorpio at this full moon, your thinking you're going really deep with your thinking. Even when and Mercury in the 3rd house of communication, you're not interested in superficial conversations or small talk. You really want to go deep when you're talking to people. You want to talk about serious issues. You want to really get to know someone at a deep level. So you could be having some really intimate conversations with siblings, family members. People might feel that you're being more serious than usual at this time. What else? And Mercury is your ruling planet. So when Mercury goes retrograde, you may want to just take a time out and just go back to projects that you've already started and tweak them and get them, try to make them better. Don't start anything new during a Mercury retrograde. Don't start a new job or because there's too much confusion, too much chance for misunderstandings when Mercury's retrograde. But now what happens sometimes when Mercury retrogrades is that you can sometimes reconnect with people from the past. So with Mercury being in your 3rd house, you could be connecting with relatives, brothers, sisters, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, people that you haven't seen in a while may come back into your life during the retrograde period. You may have a chance to communicate. Maybe you have some... maybe you need to resolve some issues around those relationships. And you'll have the opportunity to do that when Mercury's retrograde, or at least to reevaluate your connections and decide which ones stay, which ones do I need to release. Then at the new moon in Libra, that's happening in your 2nd house. So that could bring possibly a new job, because it's bringing money. It's a new opportunity for money. But it also can mean a new way of thinking about yourself, because the 2nd house is the house of self-esteem, what we value. Maybe your values are changing. What you once thought was important is no longer important, and now you're seeing the true value of things, the true value of yourself. Have I been settling for too little? Am I getting paid what I'm worth? So you're having this opportunity to make a new beginning in the way you earn money. And I think it's because you're being challenged by Mars in the 8th house. Your expenses might be going up. You may have some unexpected expenses because Mars is in your 8th house. And it's kind of, wherever Mars is, that's where your energy is. Mars in the 8th house is a very sexy aspect too, because Mars is, the 8th house of sex and intimacy. Maybe you feel like if you're in a relationship and it's very intimate, it may inspire you. It may make you feel better about yourself, where you want to earn more money, or you want to take on the world and just do something out of your comfort zone. You're going to be changing the way you view yourself and the way you earn money. Financial matters are going to be important this month, because you have the full moon in that sector, and then you have the new moon. So it's like you come to some type of realization about resources. How am I using my resources? How am I earning money? What do I value? Where am I spending my money? How am I getting enough money? What do I need to do to feel more valued in a relationship? All those issues are going to be coming up this month. And Mars will, at the same time that this new moon is in the 2nd house, and Mars is opposing it from the 8th house, we have this T-square with all the planets in the 5th house. So you have this tension. I feel like, and a lot of times squares they're catalysts. When we have trine aspects, they're very easy. It's easy to just sleep through a trine, because everything's great, you don't have to do anything, and you could lose opportunities. But when you're having a square, you have to stand. It's like someone's lighting a fire under your butt. So the square brings tension. It's a wake-up call. And with all this Pluto, Capricorn energy in the 5th house, I feel like there could be some type of relationship that you're involved in that's encouraging you or inspiring you to take action, to change your financial situation. And it could be, with the 5th house, it could be an issue around children. It could be an issue around a new romance. And at the same time, Venus has moved now into Virgo. Well, Venus, when you started the month, Venus was in Leo. Throughout the month, Venus is going to move from Leo in your 12th house. It's going to cross your ascendant and move into Virgo. When Venus crosses your ascendant and moves into Virgo, it could bring a relationship. It could bring a romance. And Venus will be trining Pluto and Saturn. So this could be something significant. You're attracting love when Venus is in your 1st house. And it's making you more charming, more attractive, more outgoing, more sociable. And it can attract a new relationship. If you're not already in a committed partnership, for those of you who are single, you could be attracting love when Venus moves into your sign. And that will be in the middle of the month, October 16th onward. I think Venus moves into, let's see, what degree is it at? Oh, it's already going to be moving into Virgo way before the new moon. But, so it's making that transition. It starts out in Leo, probably at the end of Leo. Let's see, where is Venus? Yeah, it's at 28 degrees Leo at the full moon, and then a few days later, or a week later, it's going to be moving into Virgo. So, when Venus trines Pluto and Saturn and Jupiter, if you're not involved in a relationship, you will be, because Venus it's just bringing love into your life, especially since all these planets are in your 5th house. It's bringing romance into your life. And if it doesn't bring a relationship, which for a lot of you, it'll be a relationship, it will bring some type of creativity, a creative project. It could even bring a child, because you have all this 5th house energy. So if you don't want to have children, be careful. But if it's a relationship, it's going to be very intense, and it's going to be something that can last a long time, because it's trining Saturn. When Venus trines Saturn, this is a serious thing. This is something that can become serious. It's not just a flighty, fly-by-night kind of thing. You're going to be connecting with someone on a deep level. It could be an opportunity to go back to school or teach something. And with Mercury retrograde, you want to make sure that there are no misunderstandings, or check if you're traveling, check everything, book things early, get there early, watch, because Mercury likes to disrupt travel and communication and anything technical. So don't buy any computers or cars during this period. Don't sign contracts, especially since the third house is the house of contracts. But there could be some unexpected developments around communication, around travel, around contracts, around even relatives or people at a distance, because the ninth house is involved. So just to be aware of that. Now, what did I want to say? Oh, I wanted to say about this T-square. I want to talk about this T-square between the new moon, Mars, and all this Capricorn energy, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. The way out of any conflict or tension around a financial issue is through the Cancer energy. So Capricorn is sometimes harsh energy. You may feel that that you're cut off from the people that you love, possibly even children or even a loved one because of money issues. So reach out. The 11th house is about groups and friendships. There are friends around you. If you're having any kind of struggle or problem, reach out to your friends. Your friends are there to support you. You can get encouragement or support from friends. Also with the Cancer energy, don't try to be more vulnerable and be more nurturing. If you're coming across a conflict, don't use that Capricorn harsh energy. Go with the Cancer nurturing energy. Just try to get your needs met in a softer way, and learn. If you need to even nurture yourself, it's because we're going through a difficult period this month, so we may need to take time out to do some self-care. So don't be afraid to do that if you need it. It's not, it can't be all work and no play. You have all these planets in Capricorn in your 5th house of fun. You may not feel like you have a lot of time for fun this month, even though there's all these opportunities around you, but a part of you is like, well, I can't afford it, or I'm working, I don't have time. You have to make time. If there's something that's special that's happening, make time for love, make time for fun, make time for your children, make time. It's not all about work, because you really need it this month. You need it to help you deal with all the tension that's coming up because of the Mars square, squaring all this energy. It's very frustrating energy when Mars is in Aries squaring Capricorn planets. You want to do things, you want to take action, and nothing's happening. It's like you're driving with the brakes on. So it can get you can have all this anger and frustration that's just building up inside. So take some time out for self-care this month. But in any case, I feel like you're going to end the month on a positive note. There could be some surprises coming at the end of the month, especially around the new moon, that are going to help you get away from whatever issues you're dealing with at the full moon. So it's like something comes to awareness, you decide to move away from something, let go of something, and then you have this new beginning that can bring joy and fun to your life again. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Virgo. If you liked it, click on the link in the description. Click on the like button or the subscribe button. If you want a private reading, click on the link in the description box. If you're new, welcome. And thank you, everyone, for supporting my channel. If you liked the video, please leave a comment. I love reading all the comments. So take care of yourself, Virgo. If we can get through this month, we'll be okay. So I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.